All right, everybody. Question number 15. How do we solve this equation? Remember, solving this equation means finding the solutions of x, of the variable, in this case, x. We cannot solve it by using the square root method, because again, we will have negatives inside of the root. Not good. Meaning, we're going to have to factorize. But factorizing this is really simple. All you need to do is the process that we did the other day. Remember? We are going to multiply all this equation. Here, a different color. All of the equation, we're going to multiply it by the leading coefficient. Since there is a 2, we're going to multiply this by 2. And since we multiplied on one side of the equation, we are going to multiply it on the other side of the equation as well. Since we multiply by 2, we multiply by 2 here as well. Why are we doing this? You're going to see in a minute. So by multiplying, you're going to have 2 by 2, which is 4. But I don't like writing 4. I am lazy. I'm going to write 2 squared. 2 to the 2 is 2 squared, right? 2 squared x squared minus 2 times 5. That is 10. But I am lazy. I'm going to write 5 times 2x. 5 times 2. 5 times 2, and then the x, right? And then 2 times 3, that is simple. I'm just going to write 6. I'm not lazy anymore. From here, equals 0. Now, you might be thinking, teacher, why did you do that? Remember, we are working our way up into factorizing this, right? And this is a simple method you want to do. This is a really simple method. But yes, let's continue. All right. From here, since you have this equation, this part of the equation, 2 to the 2x to the 2, you can just rewrite it like this. 2x, all of it to the 2, right? Minus 5 times 2x minus 6 equals 0. I'm just leaving the same equally. From here, what if we do a change in variable? Remember this from the last class we had? A change in variable. Let's say this is a 5. It looks like an S. It is a 5. 5. There we go. Let's do a change in variable. Let's say that a variable, I don't know, let's call it A. A equals 2x. So from now on, whenever we find 2x, we're going to rewrite it for an A. So 2x to the 2, 2x, right? This is now A to the 2. Let me write it with the different color so that you guys can see it. This 2x is A to the 2, right? Minus 5, 2x, but 2x is A. So 5A, right? And then minus 6 equals 0. Did you see what I did, guys? From here, we have to factorize this thing. It can be factorized. It can be factorized. But to factorize it, we need to open 2 parentheses, just like we did in the other exercises. Open 2 parentheses. The first thing we write is the A. Again, without the exponent. Next, the symbols. The first one is negative, and the next one is going to be negative by negative, so positive. And now we look for 2 values that when we multiply them, the solution is 6. And when do we subtract them, because one is negative and the other is positive, so when we subtract them, the solution is 5. So let's think about those values for a minute. What about 3 and 2? And let's subtract. 3 by 2 is 6, but 3 minus 2 is 1. So not good. I want 5. I want 5 as the solution. What about 6 and 1? 6 by 1, if we multiply them, the solution is 6. And if we subtract them, the solution is 5. So here are the 2 values, 6 and negative 1, right? So the 6 is going to go here because the 6 is the value that is positive, and the 1 is the value that it is negative. So it's going to be here. -1 and 6. If we subtract -1 plus 6, this is -5. So perfect. And -1 plus multiplied by 6, -1 by 6 is -6. So congratulations, we have it. We factorize. From here, now that we have the operation factorized, the expression factorized, now that it is factorized, we can open the two factors into two equations. The first one is going to be a minus 1 equal to 0, right? And the second one is going to be a plus 6 equal to 0, right? Okay, but you have to remember that a is not the equation. A is not the variable we are looking for. If we solve these right now, the solutions are going to be simpler. A is going to be 1, and A, the other solution, is going to be -6. But saying that we found the solution of A is not the same as finding the solutions of X. And the main equation had the variable X, not A. That means that just like in this step, we did a change of variable, we have to take back the change of the variable again, right? Over here. Taking back the variable, the change in the variable means that every time you have an A, you're going to change it into 2x. Here, you have an A. So 2x equals 1. That is the first part of the solution. And the second part of the solution is this one over here. A equals -6. But A is 2x. Did you see? So 2x is now equal to -6. We are changing back into the main variable, which was x. Okay, now isolate for x. That is not hard, right? The 2 is multiplying here, so you're going to pass it to divide. X is going to be 1/2. And like that, we have our first solution. Second solution is going to be from here. The 2 is multiplying, you're going to pass it to divide. So x is going to be -6/2. Oh, but look at this. -6/2 can be simplified, right? We can simplify this. That -6/2 is the same as -3. So we have our two solutions here. 1/2 and -3. And just like that, we are done with point 15, guys. All right, let's see the chat now. Easy. Okay, easy. Okay, cool. All right, guys. All right, cool. All right. I said we were going to do point 15, then 17, then 20 something, right? Okay, let's jump into 17 then. We have 9 minutes. So I feel like this one, the exercise I'm about to do, is probably going to be the last one we do today, all right? Because we only have 9 minutes. You guys need to go to lunch, all right? So point 17. All right, point 17 is absolutely easy. You sure you want me to do it? All right, the people who were asking for point 17, go ahead and write in the chat right now. Do you want me to do it, guys? Yes, Luna. All right, I'll do it. Okay, I will. Don't worry, I will. All right, 17.17. The question is 3t minus 48. 3t squared minus 48 equals 0. All right. And switch back into the board. There we go. All right, so point 17. Okay, so you might be thinking, all right, let's factorize. If I do the square root here, I'm going to have a negative. So we can't, right? Let's factorize. But there is no common factor. We can do common factor. Or can we? It looks like we can do common factor, right? because 3 and 48 are factors of 3, right? So let's do common factor first. The common factor will be 3, right? So 3 factor of t squared minus 48 divided by 3. How much is that? In the chat, please. Thank you, Ale. 16. Beautiful. And this is equal to 0. And now you kind of see it, right? I believe some of you might be thinking, oh, look at that. It is right there. Yes. Because now you can pass the 3 to divide and leave this factor alone. All right? Paso un momentico al español. Aquí se puede analizar de dos formas. Resulta que como tenemos una factorización que está igual a 0, algunas personas podrían decir, pues esto es 3 igual a 0 y por otro lado t cuadrado menos 16 igual a 0. Abrir la factorización como hacíamos antes. Eso se puede hacer, pero mira el primero. Te voy a hacer una pregunta rápido. Me la escriben en el chat, por favor. ¿Es 3 igual a 0? ¿El número 3 es igual a 0? ¿Sí o no? Muy bien, muy bien, muchachos. Muy bien, muchachos. Muy bien. Gracias a los que están escribiendo. Muy bien, mis niños. El 3, en efecto, no es igual a 0. Esto está mal. Esta partecita está mal. Y es que esto, lo único que podemos hacer, el análisis que podemos hacer es que uno de estos dos valores es 0. Recuerden, uno de los dos valores es 0. Cuando hacíamos la multiplicación A por B igual a 0, decíamos que A era igual a 0 o el otro valor es igual a 0, ¿no? Hay veces que ambos son igual a 0, pero hay veces que no. En este caso, pues no, el primer valor no es igual a 0. Entonces, sencillamente lo eliminamos. Y por eso trabajamos con solo la parte que sí podría ser igual a 0. De hecho, esta tiene que ser igual a 0 porque la primera no fue. O es una o la otra. Y como el 3 no es igual a 0, esta tiene que ser igual a 0. De aquí podemos encontrar el t. ¿Listo? Esa es una forma de verlo, ¿de acuerdo? Ese es un análisis que se puede hacer. Otro análisis que uno puede hacer es el siguiente. 3 is multiplying something. And since we want to simplify it by t, we want to isolate the variable t, what we can do is just pass everything else to the other side. The 3 is multiplying, you're going to pass it to divide. So t squared minus 16 is going to be equal to 0 over 3. And how much is 0 divided by 3? 0 divided by 3 is 0. 0 divided by any number is 0. Of course, any number different than 0, right? So 0 divided by 3 is 0. So this is another analysis that you could do. Both analyses are correct. And at the end, you're going to be left with the same. T squared minus 16 equals 0. So no matter what analysis you do, you end up with the same, right? Now, what we need to do here is isolate the variable t. You can do two ways. You can do common factor, right? Common factor, this is a common factor, no, difference of squares, sorry. T is a square and 16 is a square, and we are subtracting them. This is a difference. So we have a difference of squares. So you can do that process, difference of squares. Or you can pass the 16 to the other side and do the square root method. I love doing factorization. So I'm going to factorize. By factorizing this, I'm going to have t plus 4. This is the first factor. And the second factor is going to be t minus 4, the second factor. Both equal to 0. Because we just factorize this part, the equal to 0 is the same than the one on top. From here, since we have a factorization, we can open these two again. We just open them in the first one, in the first part, so we can open them in the second one. We're going to have t plus 4 equal to 0 and t minus 4 equal to 0. The first factor equal to 0, the second factor equal to 0, right? From here, isolate each variable. So t is going to be equal to negative 4 because it was positive. The 4 was positive. You're going to pass it to subtract. We have one solution. And the second value is negative 4. So you're going to pass it to add. T equals 4. There we go. quadratic equation, so you are most likely going to have two solutions. One is -4, the other is +4. Let's read the chat because a lot of you are writing. No. Oh, the question I did. Okay, no. ¿Toca simplificar el 16? Yes. Luna Umaña, 4. Yes, this one is the 4. But remember, whenever you do quadratic equations, you are most likely going to end up with two solutions, Luna. So not only 1, 4, but also -4, all right? Okay, guys, we have 2 minutes. If you have a quick question for me in these 2 minutes, go ahead and shoot. If you don't, I feel like this is where we leave the class for today, all right? Do you have any more questions, guys? Okay. Yes, what? Who was that? What did you say again? Can you please say it again? All right, some of you are saying 27. Guys, point 27 is a little bit, yes. Point 27 is long. I would love to do it with you guys, but we don't have enough time. You guys need to go to lunch. I need to go to lunch as well. Remember, math is not the only is not the only thing in life, right? I know you love doing math, but we need to do some other things, all right? If you want to do it at home, and send me the exercise for me to see what are your mistakes or how can I help you, then sure, I will. But remember, you don't have to, all right? As of in 1 minute, you don't have to continue doing math, all right? You can just do something else. Let's see if we have any other questions that are easy to answer right now. Carlos Daniel Izaza Rivera, could you repeat the part of the 0/3? Yes, buddy, 0/3. 0/3, this one. Va a ser en español. Carlos, ¿cuánto es 0 dividido 3? Esa es la pregunta, 0 dividido 3. 0 dividido 3. Entonces te vas a preguntar, ¿qué es dividir? Dividir es repartir, ¿listo? Por eso es que cuando tenemos, por ejemplo, 8 dividido entre 4, la respuesta es 2. Porque de a cuánto le toca a cada persona, hay 4 personas, ¿listo? Tengo 8 galletas, por ejemplo, y hay 4 personas. Pues de a cuánto le toca, de cuántas galletas le toca a cada persona, pues les toca de 2 galletas. Si la repartiera de manera equitativa. 2 galletas a la primera persona, 2 a la segunda, 2 a la tercera y 2 a la cuarta. 2 por 4, 8. ¿Listo? Entonces, eso es lo que significa división, significa repartir. Si yo hago 0 dividido 3, tengo 0 galletas y la voy a dividir entre 3 personas. Pues, ¿de a cuántas galletas les toca a cada persona? Si tengo 0 galletas que darles, pues las 3 personas quedaron con hambre y no tienen galletica. 0 dividido 3, 0 dividido cualquier número es 0. Bueno, esto con diferente de 0, ¿no? No se puede hacer 0 dividido 0, eso no se puede hacer. O se puede, pero no sabemos qué es. Ah, no alcanzan a ver allí ustedes. Ah, sí alcanzan. Ah, es diferente de 0. Right. Entonces, esto es lo que quiero decir. 0 dividido 3 es 0, papá. ¿Listo? Por eso, cuando el 3 lo pasamos a dividir, 0 dividido 3, 0 sobre 3, recuerda que una fracción, 0 sobre 3, una fracción, se puede interpretar como una división. ¿Listo? Entonces, 0 sobre 3 es lo mismo que hacer 0 dividido 3. 0 sobre 3, 0 dividido 3 es 0. Aquí lo tenemos. ¿Listo, papá? Ah, ok, listo, profe, gracias. Con muchísimo gusto. All right, everybody. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to stop recording now.